Hey guys, quick recording, just to give a little update. Boy, I really wanted to do, an SMT video for the anniversary, so I kind of screwed that up. But fortunately, I had a lot of work demands over the last, few weeks. It's been a little hectic. I apologize for not getting some more of our overall pieces of the gameplay footage from Majin Tensei II. In fact, I'm going to tell you what, you guys are going to be really impressed with the kind of information that's coming out. I mean, the gameplay, this is so cool, because quite frankly, I've played my share of Megaten games from the, SNES generation all the way to, like, Game Boy Color and beyond. And I have to say, I've never actually seen such a well-produced introduction to both Heaven and Hell. Now, obviously, Nocturne played a lot in Hell when you're going down the different... boy, it's been so long. The different sections of the the underground area. If you wanna get into the true demon ending and all that, and I've seen it. I remember Heaven kind of portrayed some interesting heaven-like universe in SMT 4 Apocalypse, but I haven't played one where, and that's not to say there aren't dream sequences and special mazes in SMT 1. I mean, I've basically seen a lot, but this game actually puts an amazing twist on the concept of Heaven and Hell with more of a paranoia is basically like a hellish place, and Amnesia is like a cloudy heaven-like place. And you go there and you battle two different sets, because apparently all of the planet is based on a trifecta in a sense. So essentially there's three different worlds, and there's like the regular world, I forget what they call it in the game, it's regular Earth. Basically paranoia again, which is kind of hellish, and amnesia, which is kind of heavenly. And the mixture of the game basically gives you this interesting concept of how to escape this stuff and get into this stuff. I mean, it's some really cool stuff, and I really don't want to spoil it. Obviously, I'm going to put the gameplay up for you guys to get a feel for, but really the concept of watching these Let's Plays is to watch an hour and two of different sections of this and get you guys motivated to play this game, because it's so good. And I guess I'm kind of a tactics RPG, SRPG snob, but I am really enjoying this. And as I stated before, I'm liking it more than... I have put so much time into this game, and I have sunk like maybe 10 to 15 hours at most into Fire Emblem Three Houses, which that is not to discredit that game. The game seems very fun and interesting, a lot to do. But boy, this just gets you to the bare bones of what strategy RPGs and really tactical RPGs of that generation really were about. I mean, I put this easily on the level of the old school Fire Emblems, probably higher. And I actually put it above Shining Force, which was basically my favorite tactical RPG up until the PlayStation era, and I got my hands on Tactics Ogre. I mean, this has been a phenomenal surprise, and one hell of an addicting game. And I'm certainly going to give you guys more information on this game. I'm going to be posting the different pieces of the gameplay probably this Monday coming up, which is the 4th of November. I'm going to try to post as much as I can. Obviously, I want to try to clip the recordings together to give you a more sizable piece for you guys to watch at once, instead of putting up a million only hour and a half videos, because as you can see, if you watch some of the gameplay here, this is not a quick battle takes 5-10 minutes. These levels take, and this is with a little bit of speed up, these levels, they can take an hour and a half to 2 hours. You really sink the bare bones into this game. I mean, even just remixing, aka fusing, can take you, which you're probably accustomed from other Megaten games, but it takes time to get the right focus here. And with the way that the extras are set up in this game, and the way that they carry over, you really want to fuse these characters correctly, because if you give your character who's fully strength, or your demon who's fully strength based, a bunch of magic extras, it's not going to have the same level of effect as it does when they're separated and they're more magic based. So you really got to be careful with how you spread, the skills around and to whom they go to. Not to say there aren't advantages, of course, to having a character who's pretty much just strength, doesn't have a magic attack, but yet his magic stats are high, because then the extras really kick ass. I mean, this game has been one hell of a game, one hell of a ride. I can't recommend this more. I very slightly dived into 1, nothing like I've obviously dived into 2. And I don't think that it has the same abilities with the extra carryover, but I got to play it more to really dive into it. A little less polished, obviously, but with some amazing graphics, but really I'm going to have to recommend 2 over 1. However, if you're diehard, and I'm going to be doing this, which is probably going to be difficult to backtrack as it has been since I tried it the first time, I am going to try to play Majin Tensei 1 after 2. But I would recommend to anyone who wants to play both that you play 1 first, because I think it's going to be a bit of a letdown going backwards when it comes to just a lot of the small pieces that are very not as polished, not as well put together. I mean, that's really my overall overarching information for you to follow as a whole. Trust me, you guys are going to love Majin Tensei II if you guys like SRPGs. And if you're not at a point where graphics are too important, but listen, if you guys are willing to go back and play SMT 1 and 2, which I highly recommend you do, or Kayuko Megami Tensei 1 and 2, which is basically just Megami Tensei 1 and 2 SNES upgraded graphics from NES. If you're willing to play those games, you're doing yourself a disservice by not playing this one, if you like tactical RPGs. Because what that means is that you're willing to accost yourself with the graphics of the old school SNES library, but this might be the most beautiful game, background-wise, level depiction-wise, and one that really still holds up out of all of them. This holds up better than any of the SNES games that have been produced in the Mega 10 library. Graphically, this one holds up best. But anyway, I hope that gives you guys at least an update as far as the content based on Majin Tensei 2. Obviously, when I get done with the game, I'm going to give a full review on it in its entirety. And I'll really be able to break down the best parts from the only okay parts. But really, this game has been a pleasure to play. I mean, it does not feel like work, though. There's times where you got to start over because you lost somebody you need, and permadeath is a thing. This is they don't die, and then you can revive them at the church, or whatever, or the Gaia, or the or the Messiah. You're pretty much at one point. I have not found Recarm yet in this game. I don't know yet that it doesn't exist. But so far I got an extra, which was called Revival. And lo and behold, when the other character died, that is not what Revival is for. Revival as an extra brings back your extras, so you don't have to wait for the full moon again, because the extras come and go in a full moon cycle. Again, very intricate and very cool, but certainly is not what I thought. And I was really surprised something would be called Revival instead of Recarm, since that's how it is in every other game. And lo and behold, I was correct. It's not a reviving technique. I also have not found an item yet that would revive any characters. There's no revival beads, so that's out the window. Nothing so far have I found that revives. And if any of your main characters, any of the human characters die, you lose. And that might be my only kind of sort of gripe with this game, but it makes sense. I just found that I didn't want to just play the humans. I really wanted to take advantage of the remix / fusing process, and I've had a great time. But anyway, I will be giving more information as we go, and I hope everybody has a good weekend and enjoyed their Halloween and enjoys their Halloween weekend. All right, guys, Jay, and I'm out.